CORY Sandhagen previews his upcoming fight against Umar Nurmagomedov, which will take place in Abu Dhabi on August 3rd. The two bantamweight contenders are expected to showcase a highly technical bout, contesting their place in the upper tier of the division. Sandhagen is coming off of a 3-fight winning streak, with victories over Song Yadong, Marlon Vera, and Rob Font. And while Umar's resume certainly doesn't match up to CORY's as it comes to high-caliber opposition, he's undefeated in the UFC and in his career in general, and certainly a hot prospect for the division, considering his well-balanced skill set and especially strong grappling base, as he's trained with Team Habib his entire life. The winner of this main event will most likely challenge the division champion next, and we will find out who that will be after Sean O'Malley and Merab get locked into the cage on UFC 306 at the Sphere, so the stakes are very high. Sandhagen recently spoke with Kamaru and Henry Cejudo on their podcast, where he shared his thoughts on the matchup with Umar and broke down the bout. Quote, "Umar is good everywhere, and I believe that I'm better everywhere. I think that Umar's style is a pain in the ass, and people don't know how to approach that style. I feel like I've been striking for a long time, and I know what works against that style and what doesn't, especially when you incorporate the fact that he can grapple really well. I've had to work extremely hard, especially after getting choked out by Sterling over the last years, to try to get better and better at wrestling. So it's not like, oh, I'm fighting a wrestler, so let me crack out 12 weeks and try to be a good wrestler so I can go toe-to-toe with him. It's been years and years in the making. I don't think since the Sterling fight, anyone has seen me on my back for maybe longer than 5 or 10 seconds. So I plan on beating Umar standing and beating him grappling. I think I'm going to finish him late in the fight. I think he's going to get tired and give me his neck. Or he will get tired and not be able to move his feet anymore, and I'm going to take him out. The boring answer is boring, but that's my answer, so I think I'm going to take him out late in the fight." End quote. Leon Edwards reacts to Belal Muhammad retelling the story of their interaction in the elevator, which occurred at the Fighter Hotel, and revealed some weird calls from people claiming to be with Belal. Leon gave his final breakdown of the fight against Muhammad, but also discussed a wide range of topics, including his history with Islam Makhachev and their sessions. The very first one of which, as DC said, Islam actually remembers what could not be said about Leon. Rocky acknowledged, however, that the two have history, as he put it, and have had many sparring sessions. Back when Leon was training at the American Kickboxing Academy with DC and Habib. In regards to the Belal Muhammad situation, Leon said the following: "The elevator door was open. Belal was standing there, looking weird, as he does. I walked straight in, probably in his head. He thought, this guy's is not gonna come into the elevator. But I walked straight in. I was trying to go up to floor 3. He was standing there, and I was thinking, bro, move aside, and told him to press number 3 for me. He pressed number 3. And soon, we got out. And that was it. I know everyone who's with him, so I get calls from people that I don't know, saying, we're with Belal and stuff, you know? But he doesn't know none of them. He's never met any of them in his life. These people live in the UK. I live in the UK, so it is what it is. As far as the fight, he's beat nobody. Gilbert Burns was injured in that fight, so he fought half a man in there. Vicente Luque, look where he is in his career, you know what I mean? But he has improved. Like I said, I'm not deluded. I'm taking this fight serious. I know he has improved, but he hasn't improved enough. Skill for skill. I know I'm the better guy. I was just laughing at him. He was standing quietly in the corner of the elevator. And as soon as the door opened and the security was outside, he was like, yeah, you guys are pussies, man, and all that stuff. So I was like, bro, you're not that. You know what I mean? You're pretending. If I'm alone in the elevator, no one can make me feel scared in the elevator, but he was scared in the elevator. And that's the difference. He's a fake. That's what it is. And quote, crazy scenes break out near the Fighter Hotel in Manchester, England, before UFC 304. A brawl took place between two fighters on the card and their teammates after Muhammad Mokaev punched Manel Cap. It's no secret that the two flyweights are not fond of each other, having exchanged harsh comments about one another over a period of several months now. And as their fight got closer and closer, the tension started rising between them as they gradually began escalating their comments with insults, primarily on social media. The animosity they have between them was showcased to fans during their face-off after the weigh-ins for UFC 304, with the UFC security team so aware and ready for the hostility toward each other from these two, that they didn't even let them get close, immediately dragging them away, but they still managed to create a scene. in what became the most electric face-off of the card, even though they didn't really get a chance to get close to each other. Some hours later, however, a brawl took place near the fighters' hotel, when reportedly, Mokaev saw Manel and told him they should squash the beef and just take a photo together, to which Manel agreed. And as they posed, Muhammad punched him in the face, and immediately, a brawl broke out between the two fighters and their teams who were nearby. Eric Nixick, the head coach of Manel Cap, was there when it all took place, and he described the incident, saying the following, quote, "It was a very weird situation, because we were all walking back to the hotel, and Mokaev and his team were coming out. They were very peaceful. Mokaev offered Manel to take a picture, to show their Muslim brothers, as he said, for peace, and Manel agreed to that picture. I turned my back to talk to Oban Elliott, and then, all of a sudden, when Manel posed for that picture, Mokaev punched him. So, this whole thing ensued. It was confusing to me, because I turned around and all of a sudden this commotion behind me happened. It's unfortunate because it could have cost both guys the fight. I think they're trying to make Manel fight emotionally and to fight out of his tactics. But we can't take that bait and we have to fight smart." End quote. Dana White, who obviously was not happy with what happened, reacted to the situation saying the following, quote, "That's one of the craziest, dumbest things that I've ever seen here. First of all, where the fuck was the security? This could have gone very bad, and everyone's lucky that no real damage was done. They will still be on the card. But yeah, I'll have a talk with them, and the security in charge of the fighter hotel will never be in the position to let things like this happen again." End quote. Alexander Volkanovski reacts to Ilia Topuria, claiming UFC finally forced Max Holloway to accept the fight. Volk was present on the media day for Edwards versus Muhammad card and gave the media an interview where he discussed different subjects, including feeling satisfied to be back in front of cameras and in a fight environment, even though he himself is not fighting on UFC 304. Alex also commented on the main event and reacted to Muhammad predicting a decision win, something that was met with laughter from Leon and many fans. Although Volk found the prediction funny, he acknowledged that it was the most realistic prediction that Muhammad could have given. As had he stated he would finish Leon in the first round or anything similar, nobody would have believed him anyway. Most interestingly, Alex reacted to Ilia Topuria's tweet about the Holloway fight getting finally locked in. He said UFC finally forced Max to take the fight. Alex reacted to this, saying the following, quote, "Let's be real, you're not forcing Max to fight. You know what I mean? I think it's common knowledge that Max wants to fight him, and he wants to fight him sooner than later. There's holdups. I'm sure there are holdups, and I don't think it's on Max. And I'm not trying to pick sides. I'm just stating facts, you know? I've got nothing against Ilia, but you're not forcing Max. Let's be real here. The way he approaches some things are funny. I feel like playing the bad guy and being like, I'm gonna knock him out and do this and do that. And then getting the knockout over me, he got everyone on board. It worked out perfect for him. That was great. This time, I feel like he's trying to lose a bit of that support as well, with the fans that are jumping off. But maybe that's just his master plan or something, trying to stir it up a little more, try to get in Max's head. I don't know what it is. But yeah, you didn't force Max anything. We know this." End quote.